Okay, so question number, you can't hear me. Okay, I mean, try to be some place where network is good or something like that. Okay, question number one, question number one, we have to do, what we have to do, we have to use plus 9 one identity, very known identity, that is AQ plus BQ formula. If you know, if you remember the formula, this question is nothing. Okay, we have to use here this identity class 9. As I told always that class 9, 10 base is very much important to class 11 science. So we have to use this identity, sine cube x plus cos cube x. We have to use this a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. Okay, so start from the left hand side. LHS equal to, instead of this I'll use this formula. So next line it will be a plus b, right? So it will be sin x plus cos x, sin x plus cos x. Inside the bracket we'll have sin square x minus sin x cos x plus cos square x. Okay, and whatever we are having in the denominator we'll write down here. Now next, here we have to use the a cube minus b cube formula. Which formula will we use? We will use this multi-product formula, that a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. So it will be sin x minus cos x, and only the sign will change, sin square x plus sin x cos x plus cos square x divided by sin x minus cos x. Now you can see easily from this why I am doing like this, because this portion will cancel easily. Same, this portion and this portion will cancel. So what will be on next line? I will write in next line, what I will write inside the bracket, what we will write. I'm writing 1 minus sin x cos x. Okay, let me know why. Okay, I'm writing something here, you have to answer me in the comment box why I'm writing this. Okay, why I'm writing this, or how can I write this? Okay, so in this line you can see sin x plus cos x and sin x plus cos x both are cancelled, and here, so what will be left? Left will be sin square x minus sin x cos x plus cos square x, and here what will left? It will be sin square x plus sin x cos x plus cos square x. Now next line I'm writing 1 minus sin x cos x plus 1 plus sin x cos x. Why I'm writing this? Please let me know. Why I'm writing 1 plus 1 minus sin x cos x? Please let me know. Anyone? Anyone have the answer? Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So look, you can do the problem by yourself only, you just lagging the concept of class 9. Okay, so I'm marking this one. Question will be, look, question, I'm not going to give question from the marks. Okay, question will be from book, but you have to use your basic knowledge of formula, basic like concept. Okay, so you can see from here, this minus and this plus will be cancelled, right? Minus and plus will be cancelled. So what will be left? Left will be 2. 1 plus 1 2. So that is equal to RHS. As simple as that, right? Then we'll quickly move on to the question number. I'll quickly move to the question number 2. Question number 2, I saw that many of you did this question. I mean, one of the easiest question. If you, oh my goodness. Question number 2. So in question number 2, you can see question number 2, you have to express this one in A plus IB form. So I always told that whenever you have to express something or you have to find conjugate or modulus or argument, okay, so first thing you have to do, you have to simplify the complex number. You have to always write down in the form of A plus IB. So simplification is so easy. You have to just product. Okay, this is also class 9 concept. This is also class 9 concept. So you can see here root over 6 plus 5 by into root over 6 minus I into 1 by 5. So what we have to do, root over 6 first, if we multiply root over 6 into root over 6, will multiply here. Then root over 6 into minus 1 I into 1 by 5 will be multiply here. Then 5 by into root over 6 will multiply here, you can see. So it will be 5 root 6 I. Okay, and then 5 by into minus 1 by minus I into 1 by 5. Look, I don't like this here. Now if you simplify, root over 6 into root over 6 will give you 6. Okay, because root over 36 is 6. Then if you multiply minus 6 into I into 1 by 5, it will be I root over 6 by 5. Okay, and 5 root 6 I was already there. I'm just writing I in front. Okay, then here you can see last part, 5 and this 5 will cancel. What will only remain? I and I. So I and I is I square. So last number is minus I square. Now 6 will not change. Here from this two part, I'm highlighting this one. See this one. From this two part, what I did, I just took common minus root 6. Look, here also minus root 6 was there, and here also minus root 6 was I root 6 was there. I took minus I root 6 common from this two. From the yellow color part, you can see I took that minus I root 6 common. So what will be left in first? First it will be left 1 by 5. Okay, and second it will be only minus 5 because I root 6 and I am taking minus also common. Now I square value is minus 1. So minus I square means minus in bracket another minus. Fine. So 6 here no change, and minus minus plus. What is happening here? Here I'm doing the LCM only just. So LCM will be 5 and 1 minus 25. 5 into 5 25. Then next line this 1 and 6 added, so it is 7. Here I root 6 same, and 1 minus 25 is minus 24 by 25. So this minus and this minus will be plus I 24 root 6 by 25. That is our question, that is our solution. So after that you have to write, therefore A equal to 7 and B equal to 24 square root of 6 divided by 25. Okay, you have to always, if the question asks that convert this one A plus IB form, you must write this one. Up to this one is okay, but sometimes it is better to mention this one. So okay, then question number 3. Question number 3 also very easy problem, but let's see how you. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3, little bit tricky question. Okay, we have to find the modulus and the argument of z. Okay, so as I told you, whenever you having this complicated complex number, you have to simplify first. Okay, you have to just simplify, you have to simplify um, you have to simplify the complex number. So for simplification, first whenever we are getting complex number, we'll write like this. We'll try to remove the denominator. Okay, if denominator there is a complex number, we will try to first remove the denominator, like the rationalization. Okay, in rationalization you remember that our first work was to try to remove the square root from denominator. Here we'll try to remove I from the denominator. So what we have to do, we have to use the a plus a square minus b square formula. So whenever we have to remove, we have to multiply denominator with the same number but with opposite sign. So here 1 minus 7 was there. Actually we have to multiply by conjugate of the complex number. Here 1 minus 7, so we have to multiply, sorry, 1 minus I, so we have to multiply with 1 plus I. Okay, so you can see power will be same, power obviously you have to same, but don't multiply with 1 plus I only, power you have to be also equal. Okay, so we can't do it on denominator only, we have to do in numerator only. Okay, so if I multiply this one, denominator, it will be 1 minus I into 1 plus I whole to the power 7. So 1 minus I, a minus b into a plus b, formula is a square minus b square. So here formula is, I'm writing this one, a square 1 square minus I square in the denominator. Okay, so I square, next line I am putting I square value, that is minus 1, and 1 square is 1. And numerator, what is the numerator? Numerator, look, we have 1 plus I to the power 13 plus 1 plus I to the power 17. So base are same, power will be added. So it is 13 plus 13 plus, you can write here 13 plus 7. So that is 20. Okay, and denominator I'm just replacing I square value, which is minus 1. So numerator we are having 1 plus I to the power 20. Denominator, what will get? 1 minus minus 6, so it will be 2. 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, these few steps we are just not doing. Okay, you can skip also. 1 minus minus 1, that is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, so denominator we remove I from denominator. Okay, so our half work done. After that we have to simplify the numerator also. So 1 plus I root 20 we can write like this. Okay, then 1 plus I 20, 1 plus I 20, I can write like this, 1 plus I square whole to the power 10. Suppose a to the power 20, we can write a square whole to the power 10. Okay, like a to the power, sorry, a to the power 20, we can write this one equal to a square whole to the power 10. Okay, because power will be multiplied. Fine. Then if I do this one, next inside the bracket, outside, look outside, whatever we having the coefficient, we are not changing anything. Okay, we are not changing anything. And the power also we are not changing. What will change? We'll change the inside this whole square. A 1 plus I whole square, a plus b whole square formula, a square plus 2ab, 2 into a into b plus b square. So you can see a square is 1 square is 1, 2a into a, it is with 2I, and I square is minus 1. So 1 and minus 1 will cancel. Next line it will be only 2I. So 2I we can write 2 to the power 10 into I to the power 10. And here 2 to the power 7 was there. So 2 to the power 7 and 2 to the power 10 will cancel. We'll get 2 to the power 3. And I to the power 10, you can see previous lesson also, it is minus 1. Okay, I to the power 4 is, multiple of 4 is 1. So I to the power 4 is 1, I to the power 8 is 1, and I to the power 10 is I square, which is equal to minus 1. So what we got here? Here we got the value of the complex number. We can write z, that's what given z, we can write z equal to minus 8. Okay, z equal to minus 8, or you can write minus 8 plus I into 0 to represent the complex number. Now our work is not done. Okay, we have to find the modulus and argument. So what is the modulus and argument? Modulus means we have to find this, therefore mod z will be equal to formula square root of a square plus b square, right? So it will be 8 square plus 0 square, sorry, 0 square. If you simplify this one, it will be square root of 64, which is equal to 8. Okay, we'll take the positive value only. Fine. Then, and argument and argument of z, I hope argument, you remember argument of z is equal to, anyone know the answer, how to find the, I mean, what will be the argument? What was argument actually? Anyone remember? What was argument? What do you mean by the argument? Argument was the angle, okay, the angle with positive x-axis, okay, whatever the angle is making, that is was the argument. So what will be the argument here? Here argument here, it will be, argument will be pi. Why? Because look, I don't have this now. Why argument will be pi? Suppose I'm considering this diagram, okay, we got z equal to minus 8. Minus 8 means the z, the complex number, is lying on x-axis and on the negative side. Okay, so how much angle this negative side x-axis, how much angle this is making with positive x-axis? That means this full angle. Am I clear? From the angle between negative x-axis and positive x-axis, that is pi. So if the point is lying on negative x-axis, okay, so this angle is 180 degree, that is pi. You can write as a here as z lies on negative axis. Okay, this is very important problem. This is very important problem. Important in the sense this type of problem is important. Okay, and I'm assuring you that not this problem but modulus or argument will definitely come in the exam. Okay, I'm assuring you. Okay, next, the last question for today's last question. De Morgan's law. I don't know I have to do or not, but I'll do. Let's see. Okay, second last question. Question number 4. Question number 4 was is saying that if the coordinate of the middle point of a portion of a line intercepted by between the axis is 3 comma 2, the midpoint, you can see if you see the diagram, and in coordinate geometry straight line diagram is very important. Okay, whatever question is given 1 mark 2 mark, draw the diagram. 50% 50% of the question will solve by the diagram. In even in I used to tell this one for the competitive examining, that in short time, if you want to solve coordinate geometry, draw the diagram. 50 to 70% question will solve by the diagram. So here it is saying that if the coordinate of the midpoint of portion of the line intercepted is 3 comma 2, you can see the red line intercept the x-axis and y-axis in 2 point. Okay, P is the midpoint of AB. That is a very important information given. Okay, so what we have to find? We have to find the equation of the red line. So basically what we have to do, we have to find that we have to take the let the line intercept x and y at a comma 0 and y 0 comma b. So we can easily find the midpoint by using midpoint formula, and then we'll compare to find x and y. Okay, this is also very from the book, but with I'm changing all the points. Okay, point of AB is this. Okay, using midpoint formula, midpoint of the line, right? No, midpoint of the line is this. Using midpoint formula, the coordinates of the midpoint of line AB is, we'll use the midpoint formula. What is the formula? X1 plus x2 by 2, right? X1 plus x2 by 2. So x1, what is x1? X1 is a plus 0. A plus 0 by 2. Then 0 plus b by 2. If you simplify this one, we'll get a by 2 comma b by 2. Okay, that is the midpoint. So we'll now comparing the midpoints, we have what we have. We can write a by 2 equal to 3. Okay, which implies a equal to 6 and b by 2 is equal to 2, which implies b equal to 4. So a and b value are we got. A value is 6 and b value is 4. Okay, so line AB intercept x-axis at 4, 0 and y-axis at, okay, sorry, it is 6, 0. A we got 6, right? So it will be 6, 0 and y-axis at 0, 4. That is our AB intersect x-axis at a, 0. A we got 6 and b at y-axis at b, that is 0, b we got 4 at 0. So the equation of the straight line AB is, I hope all of you remember the intercept form. If not, it's time to revise. Okay, form was x plus a plus y by b equal to 1. So here a equal to we got 6, b equal to we got 4. Okay, which implies the next line, if we simplify, it will be 24. Numerator will be 4x plus 6y equal to 1. So it will be 4x plus 6y equal to 24. Okay, that is the equation of the straight line. Now De Morgan's law, I don't think I have to write. I'm just showing you the what diagram. Diagram is like what diagram you have to show. Diagram, in the diagram, though I am De Morgan's law stated. De Morgan's first law, what is saying? is saying that if A and B are two sets, then the complement of their union is equal to A complement intersection B complement. And second law is saying if A intersection B complement is equal to A complement intersection B complement. Okay, that is number 2, that is number 1. Okay, this is number 1, and this is number 2. Okay, so don't think this question directly will come, because I can see that many of you just copied from the book, maybe. Okay, I'm saying maybe because some of you are doing very hard, I know. So don't think this direct question will come. I'm just showing you this question can come. Okay, so now my practice revision sample question is completed. Okay, tomorrow also I will give another sample question or 10 question maybe. Okay, or by today also I am trying to prepare some question. Okay, don't think this question will come. Okay, this type of question will can come, and from the book again I'm saying practice all the questions. Okay, all the questions, even I mean like and try to understand. Don't just memorize the question, that will not help for math. At least for math, I'm assuring you, memorizing the question will not ever help you in this midterm. Okay, Nate, our next part of this part, I'll take another 15 minutes class. In this part I will want to discuss one thing. I hope all of you, I'm just stop sharing this one because my this part is completed. Okay, all of you having the pen and book right in front of you. I am showing you how to upload. How many of you know how to scan and how to scan and make it PDF by Adobe Scanner? Yesterday I gave you one thing, that Adobe Scanner, right? So if you open the Adobe Scanner, open Adobe Scanner. Yesterday I gave one app. Everyone open Adobe Scanner.